Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Today, we are talking about a dynamic loot in Tarkov because it's probably one of the most important things they've done to change the game. And I'll explain why it's really important. But the gist of it is so you don't go into raid expecting to find, the Loot Lord plushie. Your ears are too big for this. The Loot Lord plushie or absolute poo-poo. That was my last roll of toilet paper, by the way. So anyway, dynamic loot, why it's an important change, and one little caveat out there, just expect Tarkov changing, just be aware of that, it's going changing, so just get used to the changing and adapt. Okay, why adaptive loot or dynamic loot is the best thing for Tarkov. And it all comes down to expecting. And what I mean by that is every single time you go to an area, you can expect loot to be there. It's been static. It's been like not a, oh my gosh, a graphics card spawned. It's a when will a graphics card spawn kind of thing. So I'm going to use TechLight as an example. There's one specific shelf where a graphics card spawns. One location, one exact spot. It's not like a spawn on a shelf or like in a building. It is a spawn, and this certain part of the shelf on the third level on the second row over and just in the middle of TechLight, that's the graphics card spawns. It'll always spawn the same way. You'll always see the same back end of it. It happens like that every time. That's what they're removing with dynamic loot. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm walking in the parking lot and there's a graphics card on the ground. It's okay, we go to TechLight. A graphics card can spawn in the store TechLight, but it won't be on this specific shelf. I think there's a little bit of confusion with that because people are like, oh my gosh, dynamic loot, it's awful for the game. No, what they're removing with dynamic loot is this location is exactly where this key spawns, or this location is exactly where graphics cards spawn. So instead of it being like, oh, the second shelf on TechLight in the back right next to the cash register is where graphics cards spawn. It is the building TechLight has graphics card spawns. And the reason you do this is to sort of change up the pace of the game a little bit. As in, everyone just rushes to TechLight and whoever gets there first gets the graphics. Now you're still going to rush to TechLight. It's just going to be, okay, you're going to have to scurry around a little bit to look for the graphics card. And then by the time you're doing that, someone else may have gotten there and you'll have to engage them rather than, oh, he popped to the SJ6, he got there first, he gets the graphics card. It's a little bit more of a fair chance and removing the expectation of, oh, it's always in this one spot. And I think that's the most important thing about dynamic loot. I think it's like a controlled dynamic loot rather than a true dynamic loot, so that you get like a little bit more randomness. Every single raid's different. You could find your graphics card in TechLight next to the cash register, and I could find mine on the cloth boxes by the table on the entrance by the stairs. You're still gonna find your high quality items. It's just not like the LEDX will always spawn in Shoreline on the second shelf in room 222. It'll just spawn in rooms on Shoreline or something like that, or in 222, but it could be on the bed, it could be on any of the shelves in the closet, it could be on the blue container. So you're actually going to have to spend some time looking for your loot rather than, I ran to this specific spot, I got it, and it's time to get out. And I think that's like a very smart approach. PSG's tinkering with this, and they're using heat maps, which I think is a very smart idea. They're seeing where all the traffic of all of the people, where they're going on the map. They're using that as data and be like, hey, look, people never go here. How do we incentivize them to go here? Oh, you put better loot there, or random loot there, or hey, look, heat map says everyone on interchange only goes to kill a spawn, and then they go to TechLight, and then they go to Ultra Medical, and then they get out. So how do we change it up? You increase loot spawns everywhere else, or you make these areas a little bit more dynamic so people aren't just rushing there and leaving. They're getting there, and then combat happens, and then they leave. And I think that's like a huge misconception with dynamic loot, and I think a lot of people are like, dynamic loot is any loot can be found anywhere, and that's sort of what it is, but not exactly. So I hope this cleared that up a little bit and just gives some of my thoughts. I think it's a great change. That being said, let me know your thoughts about dynamic loot. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you would want to see from dynamic loot, and then we can discuss it more in the comments below. I cannot. Anyway, If you like the video, please like and subscribe because I hope you have a great day. And I hope you have a great day. No, as always, I hope you have a great day.